Page 132, Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, we're in the key of E flat major. Things are getting interesting if they weren't interesting already. E flat major has three flats. The B flat, the E flat, and now we're adding the A flat. Those three flats. I would encourage you to go do my scale video on E flat major, the intermediate part, 2 octaves up and down. They do give you the fingering for it here, but I cover all that in the scale anyway, so I would encourage you to go do that. Eventually, I'm sure they'll get around to the primary chords, but let's just stick with this for now. Now for this piece, I just want to point out a few minor things here. In the right hand, I think pretty much you can just play it the way it's written in the right hand. There's no big whoopee. But when you get over to the page 133 in the second line, look at the last measure. And the half note, F, it's a 1-5. So you're going to play it with your thumb and immediately substitute your little finger for it. That way you're in position to go on for the G, E flat. And then for the next line, it's a thumb on the B flat. Now it's between phrases, so this is okay because you're going to lift up and put back down. So that's okay, it works out fine. In the fourth line down, be sure, well, with anywhere else, we want to hear a break between the phrases, and it's in the right hand. So just up and down with the right hand, and the pedal is going to come up and down too, so we can hear the silence in the sound. Last line. Just take a look at the last line. You're starting out with the A flat. Remember to bring out the melody. And then here, up a little bit of silence. 3-1. Last measure, play it with the thumb and substitute the little finger so you can go on. We want to connect it with the finger. And that's what we're after here, is connect the melody with the finger. It's what I've been preaching all along. Can't do it all the time, but we do it when we can. In the left hand, you can play it like it's written. I don't see anything special about the left hand. Just be careful because sometimes the fingering gets a little weird. And sometimes the notes aren't maybe what you think they are. For instance, on page 133 in the second line, second measure. Starting out with the E flat, the E flat, B flat, and then you have an A flat E. You got to hold the E flat down as you play the G, because it's a half note. And that's important, even though the pedal's down, doesn't matter, got to do it with the fingers. So just follow the fingering, you'll be fine. You get that same thing at the end too on the last line. There's one minor thing I want to bring out. Happens twice. I don't know that it's really an error in the music, it's just a difference of opinion. At the bottom of page 132, in the first full measure, when you have this, I don't like holding the pedal down that whole measure, because to me that's blurry. So I'm recommending you change the pedal on beat 3, so it's here. It happens again on page 133 in the third line down. Pedaling wise, it's legato pedaling for the most part, but I like to hear a break in the phrases, so I recommend that. It's in common time or 4/4 time. I'm going to give us 3 counts. So the right hand is here. Left hand, foot's on the pedal. Here we go. 1 and ready and go and.